concerned and the economy
Okay.
is concerned,
I want to tell you who I've
economy is
spoken to,
concerned.
Rohanji. You
No.
talk about development, you talk about all these things, and you're asking me who I've spoken to. I'll send you all the links to all the videos that we put out about the discussion on Goa. You look at the comments there. Every single person there has a complaint that you're bringing in so much development. Are you consulting the local population? Because at the end of the day, for others it might be a tourist spot, but for the locals, it's their house. It's where they live. It's where they build their life. So again, the complaint here, the basic complaint here from a lot of locals as well, is the fact that while you of course carry out development, do not hamper the local life.
Ashish, I think we are changing the narrative now. As far as Goa is concerned, tourism contributes to about 16.43 to the GDP and directly and indirectly takes care of 35 to 40% of the employment as far as Goa is concerned. There are areas in Goa, especially in the North Goa or whatever, which we are talking about urban, which have been exploited in the past, which we are trying to restructure by working with a different overlooking the present scenario. I agree to a certain point to what you're saying, but it is for any government or anything. Legacy cannot be changed overnight. Rome was not built in one day. When I spoke to you about regenerative tourism, we are talking about hinterlands, we are talking about ecotourism, we are talking about showcasing our festivities, many things which have not Goa has not been known for in the past. We are talking about Ekadasha Tirtha, which has been talking about
Right.
spiritual tourism, connecting about 11 temples, which have a history of 100 years and more. We are talking about Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, which has not been there in the past,
Right.
which is coming in the domain of what his role was as far as Goa is concerned. We are known as Parshuram Bhumi, but we have never been identified in that way. So that is the way we need to slowly show that we are different from what we were known for. And understanding the traveler's experience that what he needs today, we also need to tune ourselves, correct ourselves. And we are ready to correct ourselves. But putting
Right.
more development than what is required, we are doing a very sustainable way of looking at development. In terms of the two airports coming, the whole thought of the tourism which has boomed. In one way, you are saying it has boomed. One say you're saying the numbers are less. I'm not going on the numbers today. I'm saying we're talking about quality over quantity. We're talking about Goa beyond beaches. So we are trying to touch aspects which have been not touched in the past. So somebody coming and putting a false propaganda, trying to malign the image of Goa, no Goans will take it lightly because we, as the sons of the soil, believe in
Okay.
what we are and we believe in hospitality. So if that is there, which has been the base of our whole discussions, then we need to understand that we need to take care of our people, we need to take care of our environment, we need to take care of our economy, we need to look at a sustainable development part, and we need to find out clusters which talk about Goa beyond beaches, which all form as a part of regenerative tourism.
Absolutely. Rohanji, before we wrap this discussion,
I can,
just
I can, I can,
to
I
end
can
this
hear you.
discussion, of course, uh, uh, just to end this discussion, a final point here. A lot of complaint that we hear is about the taxi mafia. I mean, I've been there as well, and I've usually traveled in a private vehicle. But a lot of people who travel say that the fact that there's no Ola and Uber, it makes very tough. They basically have to pay as much as they are being demanded. That's one issue. There's some issue about the tourists being harassed by law enforcement as well. And also, the biggest issue that a lot of people that I'm speaking to who are, deciding against visiting Goa is because of the hotel prices. Now, as the tourism minister, what's the message that you want to give out to all the tourists who are planning to visit Goa now? But because of all these reports online on social media about the prices going up, about the safety, what's the message that you have for the tourists? What's the Goa government doing to ensure that tourism is taken care of and also it's much more affordable for people?
Your first headline somehow is becoming a concern to me. It talks about your mirror grilling the tourism minister. I don't think that's the right language to put across. We are having a discussion. I'm sharing my thought with you. If it was grilling and putting things across, then this is not the forum for me to share my thoughts. Secondly, when we are talking about taxi mafia, we have to know and understand that these are traditional businesses run by Goans. Today, over the time, we have some rotten apples in the basket and we agree to it. But that does not mean that every taxi fellow is a wrong person. We have a lot of taxi fellows whose numbers are shared by the international tourists who connect to them when they come to Goa and be with them because that is the way they have felt safety, security, hospitality with the taxi brothers. Looking at the online options today, we have had Goa Miles, which has been one of the part which is giving a online booking option for a taxi. We have the own government app, the Goa Taxi app, which has been launched to ensure that the tourist gets a feel of safety and security, and not calling it the mafia. We agree that there are concerns which we are trying to resolve very closely with the transport department and the chief minister, because it's a collective responsibility to give that feel to a tourist, and we are working on it as far as taxi is concerned. What was the second issue?